నమస్కారం, ఈగలై ఛానల్కి స్వాగతం. జిల్లా కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ కార్యాలయంలో సంస్థాగత నిర్మాణ కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఘనంగా నిర్వహించారు. ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ముఖ్య అతిథిగా కాంగ్రెస్ వర్కింగ్ కమిటీ మెంబర్ మరియు ఏఐసిసి ఇన్ఛార్జ్ మరియు కాంగ్రెస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ మల్లికార్జున ఖర్గే అడ్వైజర్ గురుదీప్ సింగ్ సప్పల్ మరియు స్థానిక కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ నాయకులు తదితరులు పాల్గొన్నారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా గురుదీప్ సింగ్ సప్పల్ మీడియాతో మాట్లాడుతూ,
నమస్కార్ టు ఆల్ మై మీడియా ఫ్రెండ్స్. I am Gurdeep Sappal. I am permanent invitee to the Congress Working Committee and Charge of Administration. And I am in Vizag for the second time today. This week, Modi government in Parliament has literally killed the biggest employment scheme of the world, which is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. This is not the first time that Modi government has acted against the interest of common people of this country, but this time it has walked an unthinkable step it has taken, and its real intention regarding Mahatma Gandhi has also come before the nation. Modi government has removed an act that was in the name of Father of Nation Mahatma Gandhi, and this is not the first time. They have been trying to undo the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. They have been trying to erase the name of Mahatma Gandhi. If you remember, Mahatma Gandhi's photograph was removed from the calendars of Khadi Village Industry Commission few years back. In Parliament, there was a very huge statue of Mahatma Gandhi before the entrance of Parliament, where everybody would come and meet, protest, also take pictures. Modi government removed that statue to the back side of the Parliament, where no common people can go. It also removed a statue in Assam, in Tinsukia, of Mahatma Gandhi, just to build a new clock tower. It also tried to finish the holiday in name of Mahatma Gandhi on 2nd October in Goa. They did not succeed. But time and again, they have been trying to erase the name of Mahatma Gandhi. They have been trying to ensure that the India that they want does not work on the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. And why I say so? Mahatma Gandhi talked about the last man in the line. He said that India should be for the poorest of the poor. And that is how Manrega Act was named after Mahatma Gandhi, because it gave power to the poor person. It gave power to the poor person in villages to negotiate with the market. After Manrega came, poor people, they had a negotiating power. They need not remain unemployed in the villages. They need not run to urban areas, because employment was being offered for 100 days in their villages. But Modi government has diluted it because it stands for crony capitalism. Crony capitalist friend is what it stands for, which is against what Mahatma Gandhi always stood for in this country. It was a decentralized street where villages could decide what could be taken up in the scheme. All the power of building infrastructure, of taking up works, was left to villages in a decentralized manner. What Modi government has done is taken away that power. The new act that they have brought, called GRAM, Viksit Bharat Gramin Ajivika Act. It's a very difficult name, especially for the people of Andhra Pradesh. Very difficult to pronounce it. The act that they have brought has literally taken away the negotiating powers of people, the Prime Minister of India, but from BJP government. But he stood for democratic values. And just by limiting BJP to erecting the statues of Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Vajpayee, it would be that he practiced, the values of bipartisanship, the values of democratic behavior, values of the constitutional values of India that Vajpayee observed, and he earned respect from all sides. If Prime Minister Modi would observe those values, that will be a bigger tribute to Vajpayee. That will be a bigger respect for Vajpayee because he stood for value and those values made what Vajpayee was. A court in Delhi dismissed the case against the Congress leaders, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Shri Rahul Gandhi, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge ji. The case is called the National Herald case. This case was being followed by Modi government to harass our leaders for several years. For several years now, 12 years of Modi government. Every month, every year, Modi government has been hounding the Congress leadership. Modi government has been harassing the Congress leadership by fake allegations that money laundering happened in National Herald. We always said that these are false charges. We always said that in court will be proven right. And when the charge sheet by ED came up in court and court had to decide on the charges, the court ruled that there is no case even for considering the charge sheet because the entire investigation into National Herald was an illegal investigation. It was not supported by law. It was done without FIR. It was done without any powers which ED had, and it was abject misuse of power. Also, the new system also ensures one more very draconian step. The draconian step is that now state governments will have to define a 60-day period. 60-day period in which Manrega jobs, now in the new name, will not be provided. Earlier, it could be provided throughout the year. Now, it will not be provided in those 60 days. And this is it's very important to understand this. Because when Manrega was being given, jobs were being given, the labor in the villages had jobs, so they would not work for lower wages. They would demand, they had the negotiating power, they could demand wages during the peak season. So the overall wage went up and they would remain in villages and work for those wages. But now, if in peak season, they will not get rural employment under this scheme. It means that the negotiating power of those villagers is no more there. They will have to work in fields, in farms, at whatever wages are being offered to them. And this is important because last few years, the wages have not gone up. The labor rates is stagnant. People have been asking for minimum support price in farms where large number of rural employment is generated. Modi government is not giving the minimum support price MSP guarantee. On one hand, they are not giving guarantee to the farmers. On the other hand, now they have decided that even the labor will not get the money that they deserve. Because labor will not get Manrega job during the peak season. And this is designed to ensure that people do not get good salaries, farmers do not get MSP, and this entire thing is being done under pressure from various countries. Because if you see, right now globally, the Trump administration has put a lot of tariffs on India, 50% tariff is there. And one of the demands which Trump administration is putting is to open up the farm field area. And the second pressure the international lobbies have been putting is to say that government of India should not give subsidy to the farm activity. These are two conditions which have have been put. So far, all the governments in past also have resisted to this pressure. But by announcing the new scheme, where the wages cannot go up, where the MSP will not go up as per past decision, government has given into this pressure, where it will not give subsidy. It has decided that the farm wages will remain stagnant. It has decided that MSP will not be given, and it has given into the international pressure for not giving the subsidies to the farm sector. Paper which was part of our legacy of independence movement. So without any profit, without any dividend, without any sale, without any money being transferred, this case was filed against Congress leadership, and today the court has just thrown out the charge sheet. Normally, when a charge sheet is presented, the court tries to go through each charges whether they are correct or they are wrong. But in this case, court decided that it will not even look at the charge sheet, because it said that the entire investigation is illegal. It said that there is no basis for this investigation. When the officers of CBI and ED for 7 years wrote on file that there is no case, then how can ED go ahead without any power and investigate and produce a charge sheet? And this is this judgment shows that whatever Congress party was maintaining for all those years is true, and what we have been saying, that our leadership is being harassed by Modi government. Our leadership is being harassed through vindictive action, through misuse of ED, through misuse of CBI. That has been held by court to be completely illegal. And we also want to say that in this country, the investigative agencies of ED and CBI have been misused against many political leaders. Modi government has broken the state governments, it has broken the parties, it has taken the leaders from one party to its BJP by scaring them through these illegal investigations. But our leadership, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Shri Rahul Gandhi, can never be scared. Any misuse of investigation, any misuse of agencies will never scare them. They will not go down to Modi government, they will not go down to BJP, and this is what, even when they were faced with interrogation by ED, which today we know was illegal, not at one point did they surrender, not at one point did they compromise, and never ever Congress leadership can surrender or compromise with RS ideology. It's a party of Mahatma Gandhi, it's a party of Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and this party will never ever be suppressed by misuse of agency. To power in 2014. From 2014 to 21, you must have seen several debates in media. You must have seen several press conferences of BJP. You must have seen several news articles, reels on social media saying that there is a huge scam in National Herald case. But when the judgment comes, we see that from 2014 to 2021, for 7 years, ED officers and CBI officers, they refused to file FIR recording on file that there is no case in this. The officers of CBI, the officers of ED kept on saying for 7 years that there was no case. In 2021, suddenly a directive came from somewhere, and without CBI even recommending it, which was the power of CBI, ED illegally started a case of inquiry. And in this case, they interrogated, they summoned, they questioned our senior most leader Sonia Gandhi ji for 12 hours. For 12 hours, she was summoned to ED office and interrogated. Rahul Gandhi ji was called to ED office. For 52 hours, he was interrogated. Kharge ji was called, one of the most senior aged leader in this country. At the age of 80, he was called to see the ED office for more than 8 hours. This interrogation, this questioning of our leaders, now the country knows, was done without any powers by ED, was done without any case by ED, and was done in an illegal format. The court has made it very clear that there was no case, ED was not empowered to do it, and the entire investigation was being done only to harass our leadership, only to defame Congress leadership. And we have been saying time and again that National Herald is a national heritage. It is a newspaper which comes from independence movement. It was to save that newspaper, Congress party gave 90 crore rupees to National Herald. It was Congress party's money. It was given to National Herald. The debt was converted into equity like all the companies do. And there was never any exchange of any property. There was no money that was transferred. There was no profit taken. There was no proceed of any money that was given into this case. There was no money laundering. There was a case where money laundering was alleged without money being transferred. There was a case where they alleged that properties are being transferred, whereas all the properties even today are with National Herald and the company that runs National Herald called AJL. Even today, the situation is that the company that holds the shares of National Herald, it cannot sell the property of National Herald. Never, not today, not tomorrow, never ever can National Herald property be sold to anybody. In that company, all the directors, which includes our leaders, can never draw any salary. They can never draw any dividend. They can never draw any facilities. They cannot have an office. They cannot have a car or a staff. Nothing. It is just a seva. Congress party today says that we oppose this bill. We oppose this bill because this bill is against people of India. This bill is against poor people who live in villages. This bill is against those people who survived during COVID period on the basis of Manrega. Manrega was one such scheme which gave employment when everything was shut down. Manrega is one scheme which has ensured higher farm labor rates to people. It is one scheme which has pulled people out of poverty. And today, by finishing that scheme and ensuring that there will not be enough money in the states for that scheme, and by ensuring that villages will not be able to design projects, small projects, as per their need, and by ensuring that entire scheme will be centralized one, they have ensured that in practice this rural employment guarantee will no longer exist. Earlier it was guaranteed. Now it is a yojana. It's a scheme. During UPA regime, this act was brought as a guarantee for employment. 100 days of employment was guaranteed to people. Now they have changed it to Viksit Bharat scheme. And what is Viksit Bharat scheme? It is like all other promises of Modi government. Like they promised 100 smart cities, it did not happen. They promised 2 crore jobs, it never happened. They promised that every person will travel in a plane in Hawaii chappals, and now you see where the airfares are. They promised that dollar will be cheap, and you see where the dollar rate is here. They promised that they will control inflation. We see. Now they have taken away one guarantee and are promising Viksit Bharat employment scheme. Congress party opposes it. Congress party wants the Modi government that by taking away the right of livelihood of poor people in villages, it is playing with the well-being of our poor people in villages, our rural folks, and it is ensuring that a scheme which was world's biggest employment scheme is being dismantled. On one hand, it is not providing any employment to young people. On one hand, the industries are suffering. on one hand, the manufacturing is not going, and on the other hand, the existing scheme of employment has been diluted and almost killed by the Modi government. The other issue which I wanted to take up today, what the new act says. The new act says that for this scheme, for which 100% of money came from central government, 100% of funding for the wages was given by central government, will not be run in the same way. Now 40% of the contribution will be made by state governments. We all know, after GST was implemented, after Modi government took over, the powers of state have gradually been taken away. We all know that the share of state governments has continuously come down. Every state government, especially the opposition governments, are struggling for money. They will have no money to run this scheme the way it should be run. And by forcing the state governments to bear 40% of the budget, Modi government has ensured that this scheme will face a lot of problems. People who are getting jobs in their villages will not get jobs as they used to get. Already, the guarantee was for 100 days. In last 5 years, Modi government was providing jobs at the most to 50 to 55 days. 100 days guarantee was there, but the jobs were for 50 to 55 days. Now even that is gone, because now the state government will be required to put in that money, and if that money is not there, people who are getting job for 50 to 55 days also will not be there. Also, state government, this new bill has decided that no village committee can decide on its own what work should be done. It will be done by central government. They have created a full architecture of digital system, of decision support system, artificial intelligence, and various tools, where the entire work in the village will be dependent on the central government. In country as huge as India, do we expect that one central government agency can decide everything